Girlhood is a film directed by Céline Sciamma, one of the most prominent French directors currently working in the independent film scene. Since graduating from the prestigious film school La Famille, she has mainly explored topics focused on gender and sexuality in her films like Tomboy, Water Lilies, and Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Girlhood is her first film explicitly regarding the Banlieues, the underdeveloped neighborhoods housing a majority of France's immigrant population. French banlieue as a genre has been significantly neglected for much of its existence. However, films like La Haine in the 90s broke the barrier for what could be shown on film and shocked audiences with its radical depictions of violence and rioting against police brutality. Unlike other banlieue films, Girlhood is one of the few that offers the perspective of a black female protagonist navigating this tumultuous space. It poignantly tracks how the harsh conditions of the banlieue force people into criminal behavior to survive in an impoverished environment. This is contrary to the racist sentiment expressed by the media, who attribute the behavior of these individuals as inherent characteristics to the people in an attempt to further divide the French people. However, Girlhood and other banlieue films aim to offer a different perspective into the situation, one that highlights the systemic segregation and lack of social mobility that influences these individuals to act a certain way, to break free from their socioeconomic bubble. The use of cinematography and framing to show this contrast and feeling of entrapment can be seen visually through the alienating architecture. We see these tall, shadowy, and decrepit buildings towering over the banlieue, a very uninviting and dangerous landscape that makes the protagonist Mariam feel isolated. One of the ways Céline Sciamma creates this effect is through close-up tracking shots of Mariam traversing tattered buildings and graffiti-filled streets. There is a sense of gloominess and looming danger in these moments where we see Mariam feel constantly at unease in her environment, characterized through the hurried pacing and unstable camera movement. But at the same time, we also see Mariam feel lost in her somewhat labyrinthian space with these slow, lingering camera movements. The outside world beyond the banlieue is shiny and appealing, but the pathway out seems impossible to find, and the walls around her feel carceral. This reflects the mental state of Mariam as she tries to navigate the banlieues. She is in conflict with her identity as she grapples with her future. It's not about who she wants to become, but what she has to become in order to survive in a harsh climate. Girlhood's emphasis on socioeconomic entrapment and loss of identity is a staple of the narrative. We begin with Mariam being told that she cannot attend high school because of her poor grades. However, back at home she is forced to take on parental responsibilities of taking care of her siblings and maintaining the house due to her mother working as a cleaning lady and her older brother being negligent. Mariam joining a group of girls who are in a similar situation as hers gives her a feeling of social inclusion and a sense of identity, but it's not enough for her if she wants to break out of the bubble. Her descent into drug dealing has caused her to adopt new friends, one she doesn't quite fit in with, and a new identity as she tries to appear more masculine to fit her perceived role. The tragic story of Girlhood can appear hopeless, but its importance lies in the context it provides to the situation in the banlieues. Society's neglect of these neighborhoods has created economic disparities, and the media's focus on crime has caused a further divide among French people. However, Girlhood shows that people in the banlieues aren't necessarily bad, but are forced to act in a certain way, to adopt a certain persona in order to survive.